So today we're going to be taking a look at something a little bit different than what I've had on the channel before. Now, this is the monocarbon case for the iPhone 15 Pro Max. And the thing that really attracted me about this case was that it is real forged carbon fiber. So let's go ahead and take a look around the packaging and we'll get into the case. Now, right here, it does show you a picture of the case for the iPhone 15 Pro Max and made out of aerospace material. Open your carbon fiber lifestyle. And on the back, it does say composite material, that, you know, a little bit more information right there. Full protection, real forged carbon material. So let's take a look. Now, when you first get this, I want to push this out this way because I want to show you, well, I guess it's a little bit of a spoiler there, but you first take this out and this looks like, hang on, let me get this back in there. And this looks like this when you first get it out of this little, you know, paper sleeve. And I really like this presentation. So it does have, you know, a little divot right there that slides out. That's your relief right there. And nothing else on the back. So when you open it, you do slide this up and you are greeted right there with your case. And on the inside, you get this little booklet right there. We'll take a look and nothing really else. So when you do open this up, nothing else right there. It does have, you know, your little product lineup right there. So you guys can take a look at that. And it has a little sample of some real carbon fiber material. So that's always a nice little touch. That's pretty cool right there. So that is something you guys can take a look at if you're interested. But let's set that off to the side and let's take a look at this case. Now, I have been using this for a couple days, and the first thing you notice when you get this case, this thing is ice cold to the touch. That is because this is real carbon fiber material. This isn't plastic. This isn't, you know, aluminum or anything. That's real forged carbon fiber, and it is very cold to the touch. Now, this is not going to peel up or anything like that because, like I said, real forged carbon fiber. So that's the theme of this video. Now, super cold to the touch. It is a smooth back, but you can almost kind of just like feel a little bit. I don't know if that just needs a little wipe down or something. Let me give this a nice wipe down and see if the back of it still feels like anything. But you kind of almost feel like a tiny, tiny bit of this forged carbon. It's not perfectly smooth, but, you know, you can definitely feel it a little bit. So that's really nice. And they do say that this is scratch resistant, and you do get your camera ring protection right there. Now, looking at the inside, you get this nice sort of microfiber type material on the inside, so that'll prevent your phone from getting scratched up or anything like that. And you just get this little TPU style material that goes all the way around the inside of the case there and also around the sides here. Now, let's go ahead and take our 15 Pro Max. And before we actually do that, getting a little ahead of myself, I wanted to show you guys that this is pretty rigid of a case. You can't really bend it too much. And also, I did want to bring over our scale and weigh this. So let's go ahead and set this on the scale. We do have it in grams. And we're looking at 46 grams. So not too light, not too heavy, kind of there in the middle ground side. But you can definitely kind of feel this case when it is on your phone. Like I said, not too heavy, but it's not a, you know, Pitaka Mag Easy. It's not a later case. It's a pretty protective phone case. And speaking of protection, they do say that it's 10 feet of drop protection on this. And they say that they tested it 10,000 times. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know, and I'm not about to try to drop this thing, but they do say it is 10,000 times tested, military drop protection, 10 feet of drop protection. So let's go ahead and take our black titanium 15 Pro Max and slap it in here, and listen out for that click. It is a pretty secure click onto there. Let's listen out to those sides real quick. Nice little clicks. Not too, you know, pronounced and loud, but you can definitely feel them. And I don't expect your phone to come out of this case when you're using it if you drop it or anything like that. Especially with these materials, I think you should be good to go. Now, let's take a look at the sides of the case. Now, on the top, it is completely closed. On the left-hand side, we have our action button, volume up and down. And I don't believe the action button is raised up or lowered any bit versus the volume up and down, but let's listen to those buttons. Now, these are button covers, and they do have those little relief slits in each one, so let's listen to how they sound. Now, one thing I noticed is that even though the action button, you can definitely click it and feel it, you won't accidentally click it, it's a little bit more of a muffled click rather than the power button and the volume up and down being more pronounced clicks. The action button is a little bit more of a muffled click. So now it's not gonna, you can't just hold it a little bit and click it. You do have to actually click it, but it's just, I wish it was a little bit more clicky like the rest of the buttons. And moving along to the side, you do have this like covered sort of honeycomb is what they call it. They call it a honeycomb pattern on your microphone and speaker. That's there to help protect it a little bit more and things like that, and give you a little bit more of a closed-in bottom. So accurate microphone and speaker cutouts, but they are this sort of honeycomb pattern. And you have your USB Type-C port. Now let's take our cable, put that in there and see what that looks like. And you do get pretty decent amount of space for your thicker head cables. Now my Anker cables did fit in there almost perfectly. They were a hair too big, but it didn't really give me too much of an issue. I was able to connect it with no issues at all. So that is something to note, that I do wish this was a little bit wider of a cutout for your USB Type-C, but it's not the end of the world. And moving along to the right-hand side, it is completely closed in and you have your power button right there. And one thing I did forget to mention there is that you do get a little bit of monocarbon branding right there. I do wish that that wasn't there, or it was just like a little monocarbon logo somewhere on the side or something, just to not interfere with that really nice forged carbon looking material. But it is there, what can you do? At least it's blacked out, so that's good. Now, taking a look at that camera and screen protection, we do have a pretty good screen lip right there, so you can set this down on its screen and not have to worry about scratching up your screen. And I am using a tempered glass screen protector, and you still get that little bit of a lip with a screen protector. And then taking a look at the camera, a very nice proper camera lip right there, so you can set this down on its back without having to worry about anything getting scratched up on your camera or your camera lenses. You are good to go with this case. Now, back to how it feels in the hand, and like I said, first to the touch, it is a little bit cold. There are no sharp edges. It's actually pretty comfortable to hold. When I first took it out, I wasn't really used to having this, really hard back, this like metal feeling back almost, but you get used to it very quickly. Like I said, no sharp edges really. The only thing is you can kind of feel where the forged carbon fiber turns into TPU, but that's kind of expected because you are going from like a metal type material to a plastic type or rubbery type material. So that is definitely something that you should expect, but it doesn't affect the use of this phone whatsoever. I've been enjoying using the case, and it's not sharp down here for your pinky or anything like that. And it's got pretty decent MagSafe. Let's go ahead and test that out actually. We'll bring over our Apple MagSafe wallet, set that on, and there's our MagSafe animation. Not too bad. Now, if you sit here and move it around a little bit, it will start to slip because you do have that, forged carbon fiber material right there. And the magnet's not crazy strong, so when you do move it around, it does start to slip. And also one thing I didn't mention, and I know you guys probably saw it, but let's take a look at the inside just really quickly. If you can see that, you don't see a MagSafe ring or an alignment magnet here. However, it is built into the case. When I first opened this case out of the box, I was a little bit disappointed for 1 second because I thought it didn't have it. So the first thing I did was I put my phone in there and I went down here into my recording area and started grabbing accessories. So as soon as I put this on, I noticed that you definitely do have MagSafe in here, which is awesome. It's just not visible, which is still great. You do have it built in. So like I said, the Apple MagSafe wallet will slip off a little bit. So if you use a leather or a fine woven wallet, that is something to note. Now let's bring over our Apple MagSafe battery pack and try that. Now this is going to give you a little bit of a stronger connection. We do get our MagSafe animation right there. And with this one, you can sit here and give it a shake, but I'm a little bit afraid to see how hard you can actually shake it. But you know what? It's really not even slipping. This silicone type material on the back of the Apple MagSafe battery pack really helps with this forged carbon fiber to really secure it on there. And you can, oh, I'm gonna break this desk one day. You can definitely give it a good shake, but this one did come flying off, and that is something to note. But I mean, it took a good little while for it to come off. You can really definitely shake it and not have it come off unless you go full strength with it. So finally, moving along to our Anker 623, let's go ahead and set this on. And we do have some liftage. It does pick up the Anchor 623, and you can even give it a slight little bit of a shake before it slips off right there. And giving our 360-degree test. Let's try it out. There we go. No issues whatsoever, so you can use it in portrait, on your charger, or your car mount, or in landscape, you know, watching your videos, or nightstand mode, or whatever Apple calls it, standby mode. No worries whatsoever. This isn't coming off unless you really want it to. So, with that being said, this thing is $60. So let's talk about that. Let me flip it so you guys can see it a little bit better. $60, and what do you get for $60? You got forged carbon fiber. So if you're a car person or you just really like carbon fiber, this is the one to pick up. It's really nice feeling, cold to the touch, definitely feels like carbon fiber. You get that 10 feet of drop protection. They do say that it is corrosion proof because of the forged carbon fiber material, and that it is anti-scratch and anti-wear. So you can sit here and apparently scratch this up, scratch it up, and nothing is going to happen to it because of that material. So it is something that's really nice for those of you guys who care about the back of your phone case being scratched or damaged looking or anything. This thing is going to look the same way it does brand new, you know, months from now. And I would like to know if anybody else has one of these, if you've ever used a monocarbon case, how it's held up for you. But, you know, they're saying 10,000 feet of, they're saying 10 feet of drop protection. It won't scratch, it won't wear, you know, it's going to protect your phone, and they've tested it. I don't know, for $60, got that 5-layered design. They do have it on their website and everything like that. You can look. They say that it's like a 5-layered structural design. So, I mean, I wish this was like around the $45 price range, especially for a company that I personally have not heard of before. Monocarbon hasn't really, you know, piqued my interest before. I haven't seen their products, but somebody brought this to my attention and I decided to pick it up, and I'm very impressed with it. I do like it. I can recommend it if this is the type of case that you're looking for. So I do wish it was a little bit cheaper, but other than that, I mean, even for $59.99, I think I can recommend this case. You get the good MagSafe, it feels nice in the hand, nice buttons, good protection. It's not really slippery. That's one thing that I've noticed with this, is that it's, you know, even though the back is that metal material, the only thing is that the sides with that TPU just may be a little bit slick sometimes, depending on, you know, if your hands are wet or anything like that. But just using this on the day-to-day, I haven't slid it out of my hands, it hasn't dropped it, nothing like that, and I've been enjoying it. Now, it does come in this forged carbon fiber and a twill carbon fiber, kind of like your Pataka cases, your later case, the original looking, but they're saying that it is real carbon fiber. So I'll be sure to leave those down in the description below so you guys can check them out. Let me know what you think about this one in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.